JDL USA presents Rabbi Nachum Shifren, public speaker, author, and good friend of the late Rabbi Meir Kahana.
We are back together, Parshas VAYIGASH, and may have a little bit of background noise here, but let's just ascribe that to Tohu Vavohu Lifnei Tikun. In other words, the Kabbalistic way of saying there's a whole lot of messes going on here. This parsha is interesting because the main thing is this continuing story of Joseph being sold into slavery. Well, it started with the beautiful coat that his father made him. Now there's 12 brothers. Why did the father make one coat for Joseph and nobody else? Well, that's a story in itself, but now that naturally their other brothers were quite jealous. Not just that, but they wanted to kill him. Sounds like a story out of the newspapers, right? Jealous brothers kill each other. God forbid. But that was it. They put him in a hole in a thing. Back then, you used to imprison people by keeping them underground. And from there, they sold them to the Ishmaelim. After that, he was sold to the Egyptians. Then he went to, he was into Pharaoh's house himself. Before that, he was in a jail. He was falsely accused by Pharaoh's wife for doing the usual. Didn't happen. There's a whole story behind that is absolutely incredible. How he resisted all the blandishments of Pharaoh's wife. Nobody was there, blah, blah, blah. And then, even in jail, he used God's name all the time, saying to thank God for this and thank God for that. And his jailer, the person in charge of the prison, said, you know what? This guy really does believe in God. He really does. And he therefore referred Joseph, because he was such an amazing help to the chief, prison guard, that he was referred to Pharaoh. Regarding the dreams we mentioned last time, he solved some issues about dreams from a couple of people until he became Pharaoh's interpreter of Pharaoh's dreams. And then after that, he became viceroy to the entire Egypt colony or whatever. The entire world was under Egyptian rule at that time. So second in command, going from a little kid, studying with Jacob during the time that they were together, learning from him. Little kid walking around with a beautiful coat. His brothers are jealous. All that transpires in order for him to be the second in command of Egypt. Regarding the meeting, that faithful meeting, by the way, this meeting between Joseph and his brothers, whether you know it or not, has been translated into almost every language. The very famous German writer, Thomas Mann, wrote a book about Joseph and his brothers. It was a hit, as were all of them. This whole thing is so incredible. And when Joseph finally meets his brothers, and he can't bear it anymore, the brothers are very contrite, and they're very sad and morose that they tried to kill him, and they don't know where he is anymore. When he finally reveals himself to the brothers, they were in shock. They broke down and cried. They cried. They wept on his shoulder. He wept on their shoulder. And they said Joseph wanted to mollify them and ease their pain and their distress about what they did. Obviously, they were contrite. They were completely into doing tshuva, redemption. He told them that everything was from God. It wasn't, he was sold into slavery for the purpose of giving a refuge, a source of sustenance for his brothers and his father. Imagine that, anybody that could do that. He went through hardships, just incredible, bad luck. And here he is now saying that it was God's will in order for him to be in charge of Egypt, and that he would take care of his brothers, who, as you know, there was a famine back then, right? Remember we talked about 7 years, 7 good years. Where do we see it? I'm thinking of a song right now. It's at the tip of my tongue. 7 years of bad luck. Many a blues singer has sung those words. 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine. And in the second year of the famine is when they had their encounter with each other. And again, this recurring theme of Joseph, nothing about him. Everything that happened to him was complete divine providence. What does that tell us? When Joseph was in really bad straits, he never panicked. He never became stressed. He never did anything other than say, it's all good. This is an amazing thing. Teaches us 2 things. One, no matter what happens to us, look at the bright side and always and never get angry. Anger is something that's an attribute that we don't want to go into. It says that whoever becomes angry, it's as though they're serving idols. Why? Because they forget about God and they think about only themselves and why they're angry, why they have to get revenge on somebody or get back at somebody, when the opposite is true. And we see that this is a complete model, a paradigm for us and for people all over the world, not just Jews. This story has been translated into every language. So there's that. What else do we have? There's another incredible story, a lesson that we can all learn. When Yehuda, a very fateful meeting between Yehuda and Joseph, after Joseph has decided to enslave Joseph decided to enslave one of the brothers. And Yehuda said, you know what? You're just like Pharaoh. Just like he doesn't keep his promise, you don't keep your promise. In other words, to let them be and not enslave any of their kids, any of the brothers. Yehuda steps forward and he says, you know what? Our commentator Rashi, again, interprets the harsh words that Yehuda had for Joseph. Just like Pharaoh, I'll kill you and I'll kill your boss, Pharaoh. And he said, and the entire Egypt will go down as well. Pretty amazing. Why? For one small Jewish boy that was put into captivity by Joseph. For one Jewish boy, he was ready to sacrifice himself. Of course, he didn't think that he would be at all, in danger. But he would get rid of the entire country of Egypt, sacrifice them for the sake of this one boy. What do we learn from that? it's hard for me to say because this lesson has not been realized in our days. We haven't seen it materialize. But if we look at the state of Israel, how many people have been murdered? How many people have been raped? We just saw a situation on October 7th. Over 1,000 Jews, 1,200 Jews, were either raped, shot to death, burned, immolated, and several months later we see the IDF bringing diapers to the people in Gaza, medicine, water, pallets of rice and beans. What? This is a war. These people voted 85% of them for Hamas. They're not stupid. They knew what Hamas was doing, what their end goal was. And what do we say about those people that were in captivity who died there? And the parents will be grieving the rest of their lives. So our lesson from Yehuda, was simple. When somebody's in danger, we don't make any deals or compromises or whatever, especially when someone's life is in danger. It's just unbelievable that we have to deal with this after the crucifixions and the Holocaust and the Inquisitions and the Cossacks and the 5 wars against Israel. We are the students of Rabbi Meir Kahana. We used to say never again. Now the new slogan is again, again, and again. And it's up to us to remind the world to stand fast, to learn God's Torah, to learn what it means to be a Jew. Whether it's praying, whether it's giving to charity, whether it's learning Torah, all those things that will keep us above the water. Mayim Rabim, as it says. And we can only hope and pray that the future will be better. Things are changing rapidly in the Middle East. Some people think this is the beginning of a messianic cycle. I never would have imagined in my lifetime that Saudi Arabia and Israel would be signing a covenant with each other. We also learned that we don't sign covenants with Gentile nations. That's never been done before. Anyway, I wish everybody a wonderful Shabbos and Shabbat Shalom to everybody. And this is a very, very strong parsha, totally worthy of looking at in detail, checking out maybe the Midrash, maybe some other things, commentators, what they have to say about Joseph and his brothers. I think everybody will find tremendous moral ventures, pathways there that we can all learn from. God bless you all. Take care. And remember, Chazak, Chazak, Vanit Chazek. Shabbat Shalom.